Hi.
Hi, is anyone out there? We just got back from the rally, the counter-protest for the protest against Brith.
Yes, and it was a very interesting rally. For the first time, we actually outnumbered the protesters. It felt great to be finally outnumbering the scum of all scums. And OPSU was there, which was...
fringe left.
Yeah.
The fringe of society.
NDPers, whatever you want to call them, and the Socialist Party as well. And CPUW, which is the postal workers. And I have to tell you, if this doesn't scare you Canadians, I don't know what will.
I mean, there is a Palestinian Postal Workers Division, and those are the people that are aligning with people that are anti-Israel, and from the river to the sea, Palestine will be
free.
So they, in other words,
screaming,
it's genocide against Jewish people.
I was screaming,
in Canada,
move to your Arab lands, because seriously, Palestinians are refugees. They're displaced Arabs from Arab lands, okay? That's what they are. So, they came with their pictures of children that are massacred apparently by Israel. We didn't have any of these atrocious pictures. And what they were protesting, they're supposed to be protesting B'nai Brith. And the reality of it was that they made it all about Palestinians, which is another lie that OPSU and this postal union's workers, it's bullshit. Because what it was really about is the postal union's workers, union due payers, complained that the union was aligning themselves with BDS and boycotting Israel.
Terrorists, okay?
As a union member, I don't want my dues, if I was these employees, I don't want my dues, being used for political anything, okay? So they complained to B'nai Brith, and B'nai Brith went and, attacked, or not attacked, but called out the postal union, they called them out. So what does the postal union do? They come out and attack B'nai Brith with Palestinian plight, which is bullshit. And this Dimitri
How is it even relevant?
Lasarius, who runs this Canadian Palestinian plight bullshit, whatever. This is not our war. And if they have a problem with Israel, then go to the Middle East and address it with Israel.
Fight your war in the Middle East.
You don't fight our Jewish people in Canada.
No.
They went into a neighborhood, a Jewish neighborhood,
so
protesting.
Many old people there too, elderly people that were brave
Holocaust
Jewish people
survivors, and people that have
themselves.
This is ridiculous. It is ridiculous, and these unions need to be abolished.
They need to be dismantled.
They need to be.
If you have terrorist connections, you need to be dismantled. We do not accept terrorism in Canada.
And I got a little loud-mouthed and everything, and I started cussing a little bit. Not that much, because there's a lot of people and there's a lot of elderly people, and I kind of kept it under control. But I got a hold of the what's it called, the bullhorn.
Yeah.
And I started telling them, it's time you go home. And when I mean go home, you need to pack up your bags and leave our country.
Please leave.
Our country has been in harmony with many different races. We've
For
never
so
had
long.
anybody on our streets calling out another section of our population and spewing their hate down University Avenue.
Aggressively and violently.
And spewing out their hatred until the Palestinians moved into our Canada.
Has never been like that.
So if you're going to bring your wars into Canada, you better think again. And for any government office to align themselves politically with one country, hey, we got something to say about this, okay? And you unions, you got another thing coming. It's time you pack up and you find employment elsewhere, okay? And I hope
go to the private sector and let's see if you can get a job. Good luck with that.
And I want to ask you, QP and OPSU and whoever you are that supports Palestinians, How many billions of dollars have they been on welfare aid for? Where is that money? Ask the Palestinian Authority what they've spent the money on, okay? And tell me, what have they invented or what have they contributed to mankind? Rocks? Rockets? What? You know, what have they done exactly? And when, like, this needs to stop. I am never going to take the plight of any Arab, understand? When you start, like, they have children to blow them up. Their children don't grow up because they use them as suicide bombs and martyrs.
There were some young girls, and school-age girls, with the hijab, and they looked like they were pressured or bullied into attending the protest today against Brith. And they were all covered up, and the one girl, like, tucking the hair in, right? And they had such a depressed look on their face. Like, I feel that they were bullied, you know, by their parents.
They were forced to attend, okay?
Yes.
I don't think they wanted to be there.
So
and
depressed.
They want to be Canadian.
They didn't want to be
They don't want to wear the hijab or anything else, okay? Let's free them instead of forcing them to wear this shit on their head. Okay? They don't want it. All right?
Want freedom.
And these unions that are like, oh, let's have hijab day in Canada. No, why don't you wear the hijab all day, every day? Especially you, Dimitri Lasarius.
Yes, let's make Dimitri wear a hijab. No, let's make him wear a burqa where he just has the little, you know, that's what he needs to wear.
You should have heard their chants. I mean, I got a little obscene. There was one white guilt-ridden whole bitch who had like a bunch of papers that she was reading, NDPR, who was reading all the stuff. I focused on her in between the police lineup, and I just sat there looking at her and going like this. For 10 minutes, I did that nonstop.
She didn't like it very much.
So she went, oh yeah, baby. So then I had my umbrella, so I leaned over my umbrella, and all I uttered for another 10 minutes was, how many? Just kept saying, and I got to her. She was getting so pissed. And then somebody wearing a Guerra, whatever, that other communist scumbag, you know, killer, murderer, he bends over and tries to say something to me on the bullhorn. I never steered my sight away from this bitch, hoe, whatever. And I told her straight out, I said, let me buy you a ticket to Gaza. Let's see how well you do with your shoulders out. Let's see how well you thrive in that. They're all so full of shit, these people. They have no clue what they're doing. They just hate Jews. That's what it comes down to. They're anti-Semites. And they talk about
and
BDS and boycotting
like it's
Israel.
The other way around.
Give up everything you own.
You're anti-Semitic.
Give up your medicine. Give up everything. Let me see you live off the land. Because thanks to some Jew somewhere, they had a hand in everything you own today. Everything you use today. And I'm so tired of these people, you know, calling out, you know, like, they're anti-democracy. They're anti-democracy because Israel is the only democratic country in the Middle East. Like, there's gays there, there's Christians on their Knesset. Arabs are on their parliamentary seats. Now, do you think that there's any Jews or Christians in any of the parliamentary seats in the Middle East, like Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Yemen?
Would they even be allowed to
Libya,
live?
Syria? No, there are none. So, you know, when they talk about, you know, Israel is a terrorist state, I don't believe any of that shit. None of it. Okay? Because gays live freely. They also have their own parade. You know, Arabs live freely. They live well in, they may be second-class citizens, but they live still better than they live in their own countries where they're, you know, attacked by their own people. Come on. And that you're going to tell me that Israel are terrorists? I don't fucking think so. I don't believe a goddamn word. Palestinians are displaced Arabs. Learn your history.
It really gave me a bad feeling to see those young girls out there today.
Looking with the hijabs, they look so pitiful.
Unhappy, depressed,
they didn't want to be there.
Bullied. And
they
you know
didn't
what?
want to be there.
we do need to enforce some sort of a snitch line and look into the homes of these people, since we have so many of them coming into our country.
And they want to be
sure
Canadian.
That the children are not being abused.
They want to be free.
And they have free will.
They want to have their hair exposed. They want to play with their hair. They want to wear makeup.
Ideology
they want to be West.
that they don't want to follow.
Yeah. And we need to do something about it, seriously. They don't want to wear the stupid hijab.
You could
the
see
hijab
very clearly.
is a sign of oppression. That's great if you live
hair.
out there.
Your hair's showing.
You know, come on.
You know, somebody might get turned on because your hair's showing.
We need to help these little girls, you know. At any rate, we just wanted to share, like, Laura did all the taping today. I was too busy screaming. My voice is hoarse.
With the,
but today was the first time in a long time that we were actually... We outnumbered the protesters, okay? We were the counter-protesters.
Our numbers are there.
It felt great. Yeah, I felt for the first time that we made a difference. And then they were like, oh, we have a movement going. This BDS movement is going to grow. You know what it's going to grow into? Hairy balls.
A boil that needs to be lanced. That's what it's going to grow into.
Yeah, so it was nice. We met, there was a lot of different people. It wasn't just Jewish people that were out there. And then the great thing near the end was that
Faith Goldie showed up.
Yeah, and we took some pictures, and we got a few of our flyers, which we're gonna run into
distribute.
We're gonna distribute.
We'll do a live stream.
Yeah, we're gonna distribute in my neighborhood, and then Laura and I will distribute in my neighborhood, and then I'm going to go down to Laura's neighborhood, and we're going to canvass down in her neighborhood.
Yes.
So, you know, and before leaving, we kind of screamed, like, you better vote for Faith Goldie, you know, like, because that's the only...
she's the only good candidate.
And the only conservative, or the only right-winger running, you know.
We have Bike Lane Barbie, and we have Senile John Tory. And then we have Faith Goldie, okay?
It's the obvious
choice. The choice is easy.
Very easy.
There's no competition.
No,
come on.
Hands down. She better win, you know. And the police were happy to see her as well. So that's a great sign too, right? So, come on. So we got to do our part. And, yeah, I think Toronto, or let's hope. You know, we get Toronto, a blue wave going.
Pray.
Yeah.
Pray.
Yeah. Anyways, so look, we're also talking about doing
a rally addressing the violence.
I talk
the
a lot, so I let her say something, you know.
In Toronto. And I'm not just talking about gun violence, or shall I say illegal gun violence.
Yeah.
We're talking about all violence. There's been a lot of stabbings, sexual assaults, rapes. People can get run over with a cube van as well. Right? None of this is new to people in Toronto.
Have you noticed how we've not heard anything else about incel? Just that one time. So this group has
built
gone
around
underground
one
now.
Post.
Yeah, one post.
Yeah, one post.
Yeah.
What else was on that man's Facebook?
Nothing. Just incel. That was
nothing.
It. Nothing else.
Incel.
You know.
Yeah,
Anyways, he was a Christian too. You know, ex-Muslim turned Christian or whatever, ex-Hindu or ex-Buddha or ex whatever. They're all. Yeah, they're all Christian.
They're all mentally ill.
Yeah, and they're all mentally ill. We don't even need the police to do, or investigators to do anything anymore.
It's a mental illness card.
It's all mental illness. Oh my God.
Let's just play the victim card, and then we'll get our own way.
Yeah. I just think that we should bring in the death penalty, and that would resolve a lot of problems, and it would discourage people from committing these crimes, and then we're done.
Yeah.
And that's it. And we don't really need...
Start with some of our politicians.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be great?
Front of the
Guilty.
line.
Traitor. Justin Trudeau, be the first one to go. Oh, I'd love to see him. And Monsef, and Iqra Khalid, and Ahmed Hussein, and Omar Al-Jabra. Oh my God, I can't stop naming them all. Can you name some more? Can you help me?
Deportation or the death penalty?
And
we'll give you your choice.
Sing. Also, let's make him sing, you know, as he walks towards the guillotine. Off with his head.
The guillotine is quite humane, right? It's quite instant.
And for your last words,
maybe even more so than hanging, because let's face it.
No, I want to see them squirm. Or balashes, or what did they do in Saudi Arabia?
No.
I don't know.
Or lethal injection.
You know, I just think the crime should be, like, their death should be from whatever country they're from. What would they do in their country? And
stoning and beheading.
Stone them.
Right? Or we could deport them.
We could get them high first.
Okay, we could be civilized about it because we are a civilized nation, right?
Oh my God, are we? Are we really? Actually, look
We
at what
used
we're
to be.
turning
Now
into.
we're becoming.
Look at us. We're traumatized. We're traumatized.
We are traumatized by what's going on in our country.
Kind of sewage, garbage, whatever is coming into our country. We no longer know what's right or wrong. We're worried about our feelings as opposed to actual crimes. You know, we're making excuses. Oh, I'm mentally ill and I didn't know what I was doing, and it's my culture. This is what we do, and we go around raping women, and and we have sex with little children and animals and goats, and and then we slaughter animals because it's a festival that we do, and we have sacrificial lambs as well, but we don't have our children watch it. Ugh! Okay, anyways, that's enough of that. So, we're going to plan on doing a violence rally, and
we need to address it, and we need to address that the city has failed to deal with it, to call it out, you know, the sanctuary city and the terror incident that occurred on the day.
How come these liberals
You haven't addressed it. You haven't dealt with it properly.
How come they didn't ask us if we wanted a sanctuary city, but yet they're going after Doug Ford? Is it Doug?
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, I get him confused with Rob because I still have Rob Ford on the brain. God rest his soul.
I loved Rob.
You know, they're so busy worried about, you know, city councillors being cut, and, you know, and they want to sue the Ontario government, which is really us, right? The taxpayers, right?
Yes.
For cutting, you know, down to 25 positions, right? They're worried that we weren't consulted. We were consulted. We voted for Doug Ford, right? But yet, you know, they never consulted us as to whether or not we wanted a sanctuary city. I don't want a sanctuary city.
Me neither.
I never voted for that.
No way.
So all of a sudden, it suits them. Like, they play this little game, you know, whenever it suits them, they want to consult the people. You know, they haven't consulted us, you know, the Liberal government for the last 15 years, like, bitch win.
Oh,
never consulted us for anything over the last 15 years. Now, all of a sudden, Mayor Tory is concerned about, you know, the MPP's jobs that are going to be obsolete. Like, I really give a shit.
We don't care.
You think I really give a shit?
Doug's doing.
We voted for Doug Ford. Austerity measures are needed, okay? The fat
government waste
needs to be slimmed down. Like, we don't throw the fat down our sink, right? Although I get tempted to do that.
Clogs the drain.
I would like to throw them down, like Quebec, you know, is throwing all that raw sewage into...
If it were only that easy.
You know, but they don't even look at that, right? You know, like all the things that Liberals do, we're supposed to just... They don't consult us. But whenever it involves their salaries, their jobs, then all of a sudden... They worry about what the people think, right?
That's the only protest I've ever seen City Council do was for their job preservation.
Maybe they can have an Islamic imam or an imam pray for them, you know, pray for their destruction, the infidels, you know. That would be good. I mean...
We really don't care.
Yeah,
bye-bye.
We don't care. Bye.
Done.
See ya.
You're
we
done.
Don't give a shit. You're done.
Get a new
care.
job.
Yeah, go in the private sector. Good luck with that, okay? And,
or start a small business.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so we'll keep you posted on this protest or rally.
We're going to pick a date soon.
We're going to pick a date and go down to City Hall and maybe do it inside City Hall. I mean, it is public property. It is our tax dollars that pay for it.
Yeah,
they can't kick us off
it has
premises,
to be addressed.
Right? So we like to do it, and if some of you can join us, great, and if not, it'll be the Laura and Mary team, L&M, or Lipstick and Heels. You know, we're going to do it on Lipstick and Heels site, just to see how it goes, and it should be interesting.
Yeah, and a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So join us if you can.
Yeah. Anyways, toodaloo. Have a good night. and we'll be in touch. Okay?
Bye.
I'm going to pick up the phone, bring you closer to us. Sorry, we're a little sweaty and hot because it was really hot out there.
Had a hat on, flat hair, you know how it is.
But
right?
whatever. It was for a good cause, and we're proud. Anyways, have a good night, guys.
Good night.
Bye now.